It's Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in today. A lot to talk about, a lot of notes here. Feel free to comment down below. We're going to get right into this. By the way, a few people, before I start the video, were asking, how is Nugget and Turbo getting along? They're getting along very, very well. In fact, Mimi's walking around here right now. Turbo is right there. Nuggets running around. They're getting along very, very well, and we expect nothing less. I know somebody was saying yesterday that Turbo has anxiety because he was crying behind the camera on the video yesterday. Let me clarify. He wanted to go run out on the golf course, so I had put him on a leash, and he wanted to come see me, and so he was crying to come over and see me and to go run out and play on the golf course. This dog has absolutely no anxiety. He's over here playing with his squeaker toy. He's got a giant cow bone over here. He's hanging out. He's eating incredibly well, the best diet we can get him on. Here comes speak of the devil. Here's a little Nugget. So no anxiety. This dog is rolling around right now, just having the time of his life. So he's going to do very, very well and be Nuggets and Mimi's little bodyguard. But anyways, you didn't come here for a pet update. Let's get into some of this news. The coming battle is ultimately a spiritual one. Be careful where you stand. I was reading this article on Steve Quayle today, and we should all know where we stand between good and evil. What side are you on? Especially today in the news, many of you were watching this Catholic school in Minnesota. This demon walked in and deleted a couple students and put many of the students in the hospital, changing their lives forever, changing their families' lives forever. This is complete demonic. This is complete evil. This is just an evil demon walking the face of the earth, and apparently no longer walking the face of the earth because good people took him out. But he did a lot of damage. And I don't know why these schools and these churches don't have more security and allow this to take place. So Turbo's over here playing with his toys. Sorry about that. So we can continue to look at what's going on across America, and you can be as agnostic as you want to be. But at the end of the day, you are witnessing spiritual warfare, good versus evil. You look at the homeless zombies walking across our major cities and small cities now. You look at the drug-addicted zombies in our cities. You look at the massive amount of crime in this country, the massive amounts of addiction. It just goes on and on and on. If you don't see that, you don't have to even believe in God to see the evil. But if there's evil, there's good. If there's evil, to me, there's Satan. And if there's a Satan, there's a God. You need to know what side you're on, ladies and gentlemen. This life is very, very short. And you're going to go somewhere. And I hope you all know where you're going. We need to be all working on that. So I'm sorry about that. That's Turbo and all of his anxiety playing with his toy. I took that away so it doesn't drive all of you nuts. Now, another thing I do want to talk about, and I want to actually respond to somebody. Somebody was saying, again, yesterday in the comments, well, people are broke, but you're telling people to buy gold. I'm not telling broke people to buy gold. I'm telling people who have wealth to protect their wealth, people who have the means and the ability to do this, to do it. And I was literally telling people what I was doing 7, 8 years ago, buying gold, buying silver. And I'm never telling people what to do. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. But some people have a real problem with me talking about gold, silver, because these people are now broke. And a lot of people weren't broke 7, 8 years ago, but they just didn't want to listen. They wanted to spend money on the vacations. They wanted the cars, the watches, all that. And now they're broke. I'm talking to the people right now who aren't broke. If you have the means and the ability, you probably should, not financial advice, but you probably should have some gold, right? And to the people out there that maybe don't have a whole lot, why haven't you been buying silver when it was $12, $13 an ounce? Now, I don't know where we're at today, $38, $39, wherever it's at. I mean, if you cannot come up with $38, $39 right now, you're probably in very, very big trouble. And you probably, at this point, should not and cannot be buying metals, but you probably have no wealth to protect to begin with. So this is what I've been talking about for over a year now, that it is already too late for millions of people. And that's unfortunate, but we all have free will. We all had to make choices. We all had to do our own type of preparations. And some people chose to go buy cars and watches and vacations and gamble and all this. And other people chose to make the sacrifices and buy this stuff. And now they're doing very, very well. And they're not buying this stuff to make money. They're buying the stuff to protect and ensure their wealth. That's why I'm doing it. I never bought gold or silver to make money. I bought it to protect wealth, to have purchasing power, to protect my purchasing power. So to people out there complaining today, what were you doing 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago? Think about that. Six Flags closing another theme park. The lease is ending in Santa Clara, California, and it will close after the 2027 season. They employ anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people. So you're going to see a lot more people in 2027 losing jobs. And this labor crisis isn't just going to last in 2025. It is going to roll over in 26, maybe 27. But the writing is on the wall. Hormel Foods to lay off 135 workers at their bacon facility in Georgia. Here's another one. Paramount, Variety Magazine. Paramount bracing for thousands of job cuts by early November. 2,000 to 3,000 employees are expected to be laid off, lose their jobs. 2,000 to 3,000. Here's another one. Estee Lauder approves 3,200 job cuts as China and duty-free sales remain weak. This coming from MarketWatch. Anybody that is going to tell me the economy is doing well, oh, because it's the stock market that's at all-time highs, so the economy must be doing well. But why is everybody losing their jobs? What does the stock market matter to anybody if they don't have a job? Kroger announces corporate layoffs, structural changes. So this is coming from GroceryDive.com. Kroger, massive grocery store chain. Nearly 1,000 will be impacted. Nearly 1,000 people are in the corporate arena of Kroger going to be laid off. These are good paying jobs, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another one from the hedge today. Comcast Network horror. Summer ratings crash. 49% of advertisers in major buying. Traditional TV and cable is getting absolutely destroyed. People are cutting the cord, ladies and gentlemen. TV and cable ratings are absolutely crashing. Advertisers are going to be forced to move more ad dollars, it says, into streaming, digital, and alternative news. And you're going to see more advertisement all over social media because nobody's watching cable, nobody's watching TV. And why is that? Comment down below. Why is nobody watching it? My opinion, it's a lot of garbage. A lot of the TV shows, a lot of the cable shows are garbage. They have a political theme, a political agenda, and people are sick of it. You know, people really don't even want to hear about politics. They just want to be entertained. They don't want politics in sports. They don't want politics on their TV shows. And that's what they've been getting. And they're sick and tired of it. And they're detaching from it. And TV and cable should have just listened to their audience and stayed away from this stuff instead of shoving these agendas down the throat of their viewers and lying to them. The media lied to people, and people have caught on, and they're done with it. And they're going to vote with their time and their money, and this is why you're seeing more and more layoffs at so many of these networks, and a lot of these shows being canceled, and audiences just disappearing. And these companies should have thought about this before they wanted to go political. Americans finally getting braver about skipping guilt tipping. Over the past couple of years, people really were pushed into a corner almost with guilt when they flip that screen around and tell you to hit one. And they wanted you to give them a tip because you made them a cup of coffee, you made a sandwich for them at Subway or Jersey Mike's, and you came into a restaurant to pick up an order and take it out, and they flip that screen around and want you to hit something. I'll tell you right now, I've never done that. I just hit no tip. I don't feel guilty about it. I could care less. You're getting paid, especially here in California, you're getting paid $20 an hour or more to make a hamburger, to make a sandwich, and you want a tip? You go to Jersey Mike's now and have a sandwich, chips, and a Coke. It's like $15 for a small sandwich, chips, and a Coke. And yet they want you to tip them 20%, 30%. Are you kidding me? Nobody should be doing this. This never existed years ago. And all of a sudden now, everywhere you go, everybody has their hand out for a tip, for doing a job that they're being overpaid for. Prices are absolutely out of control, and they want more money from you. If anybody's going to pay these people, then have the employer pay these people. I'm paying enough. I'm paying enough. And yet they want more. and prices of a hamburger, a sandwich, a coffee, anything. It just continues to go through the roof, and these people still want a tip. And on top of that, I don't know if you've noticed, the service in most of these places is horrible. These people don't want to be here, they don't want to be working, but they're more than happy for you to give them a 20, 30% tip. But people are waking up to it, they're saying no, and a lot of them are forced to say no because they're going broke. They have no more money, and if they go get something to eat, and I took most people's advice out there, eat at home, make your own coffees, which I'm doing most of the time. Obviously, we were on the road for a couple weeks, and we had to eat out. But I will say the service was great, the food was great at most of the places we went to. But yes, I eat in probably 80, 90% of the time, make my own coffees nearly 100% of the time. Higher quality, cheaper prices, and I don't have to leave a tip, and I get better service. So let me know your thoughts on that. Thanks for the good advice. It saved me a lot of money. Here's another one today. Daily Mail, radioactive time bomb lurks in the Atlantic as 200,000 toxic barrels threaten millions. Oh, look who. Real quick, everybody. Look who just stopped by. Nugget. Nugget, want to come say hi. Nugget. So yes, Nugget is alive. Turbo has not eaten her. She's doing very, very good. Yeah, you good girl? Okay. So anyways, wanted to show you her. A lot of people were asking. But this article in the Daily Mail, this radioactive waste. So apparently from 1946 to 1990, European countries, including France and the UK, were dumping these barrels of radioactive waste into the ocean, thinking that if they sealed it with asphalt and concrete, it would be safe. And apparently it's not too safe. And so now this stuff, they're afraid, is beginning to leak into the ocean, and that this is going to affect the food chain, the fish, then other fish eat the smaller fish, and then mammals like seals and sea lions and birds eat that, and then we eat this stuff, and they're talking about cancer rates going through the roof. And of course you have the whole Fukushima thing too, which is still an ongoing process, contaminating the ocean, but that's another story. But again, spiritual warfare. There's some really evil things going on out here in the world, and we're not really being told what's going on. But think about how poisonous now our food sources have become, our oceans, our water. It's really, really scary stuff. Here's another one from the Daily Mail today. Cyber attack cripples state government offices and websites. Governor's office says Nevada state offices were left closed, and websites and phone systems crippled for 2 days. The incident discovered this past Sunday. Didn't hear anything about it on the news. Daily Mail reporting it. Their DMV was affected. Division of Minerals affected. Department of Education affected. Department of Conservation and Natural Resources affected. And I bring this up because it is only a matter of time before we have some type of national outage from these cyber attacks. They don't know who did it, what country was responsible for this, but we know China is attacking us thousands of times a day with cyber attacks. And at some point, we're going to be bombarded with the fallout of these attacks, and we're going to see a national problem here when things go down. Grids go down, banking systems go down, internet goes down, you name it, police, hospitals, healthcare, all this stuff. It's being hit every day. And what happens? What would you do if you could not call for help? What would you do if you could not access your money, if you could not walk into a bank, if your plastic cards, credit cards, ATM cards did not work? How long could you survive? It's a good idea, in my opinion, to probably have some cash out of the bank, out of the system, and somewhere where you can get to it. Bartable silver, like junk silver, probably a great idea. For the people out there that don't have that much money, you should probably have some junk silver. If you don't know what it is, Google it, look at it. If you need help with it, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. You'll get a great price on it, and you'll know that you're getting the real thing. But I think we really need to be thinking about the threats that are out there, and that what happens when these threats are successful. What happens? What will you do if you wake up and you cannot access your money? What if the internet is down? All you have is what you can physically get to, ladies and gentlemen. So something to really think about. We are living in different times. Welcome to 2025. We ain't in Kansas anymore, ladies and gentlemen. There are real threats out there that we cannot see. There are spiritual threats out there. There are physical threats out there. There are cyber threats out there. We have to be aware of what is going on. I'm going to leave it there today. God bless every one of you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be safe out there. Be praying for this country. God bless. Real quick, here's Turbo. He's getting huge. He's 9.5 weeks, probably about 22 pounds right now. And he's long. He's just long. But he's a good boy. He's getting along with everybody very well. Right, Nugget? So I think he'll keep them very, very safe in Bama. And we're blessed to have him. We love him, just like all of our animals. Mwah.